Hi, my name is Charles Prenovo, and I'm working with,
David Gay.
and we made a COVID-19 self-assessment tool to tell you if you need to get a test or if you are at high risk for having COVID-19. Now, we made our little AI bot, pretty much. Now, our AI has limited responses and it answers based on how you answer. So we made this little Discord server, and the bot's name is Holly. It starts off by saying, "Hi, my name is Holly. I was created by David Gay and Charles Prenovo. I'm going to help you take the COVID-19 self-assessment. This tool is to be used to figure out if you need medical attention or should take a test. All my facts I get straight from the CDC and WHO, so we don't need to have any trust issues. Please note, this tool is only a recommendation. If you have trouble breathing or any life-threatening symptoms, please call 911 and let them know that you may have contracted COVID-19, and make sure to let them know to help the medics prepare. If you understand these terms, please say agree, otherwise you'll not be able to use the tool." From here, if you type agree, it goes ahead and it lets you into this next field called contact. From here, our bot Holly is going to say, "These questions are very important, so make sure to answer honestly. Have you been in contact with someone outside of your household, such as seen a delivery man, went grocery shopping, got a haircut? If even one of these are true, please answer Y for yes or N for no." Now, for me, I'm going to say that none of these are true, so I'm going to say N. Next, it's going to bring up the emergency symptoms check. Have you experienced trouble breathing, persistent pain, pressure in the chest, new confusion, inability to wake up or stay awake, or have a bluish face or lips? Well, if any of these are true, again, you're going to type yes for yes and no for no. And in this case, I'm going to say none of these are true. I'm going to type in no. Now it brings us to symptom check, where it lists 11 symptoms, and it's going to ask you if you've experienced any of these in the last 7 days. If any of them are true, you're going to list how many that you have. Example, if I have fever and chills, and cough and fatigue, that would be 3 symptoms, so I would type the number 3. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to type in the number 3. From here, it's going to bring us to the next category. Depending on what you answer, it's going to bring you to your category. I got low risk on this one. It says, based on your answers, it doesn't look like you have anything to worry about. It's best to stay away from people and make sure to wear a mask. You are in no rush to get a test. If any of your previous answers change, please retake this test by typing !restart. Please note, my answers are not to be taken as a medical diagnosis, and you should reach out to your primary care doctor with any questions you may have. You can also reach out to the CDC with any questions you may have. Now, let's say I have some more pressing risk. I'm going to restart and say this is someone that has a lot of symptoms. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take it again. I have to type agree. So I agree to the terms. It's going to bring me back to the contact. And I'm going to say, yes, I have some symptoms. And then for emergency symptoms, I'm going to say, no, I don't have any emergency symptoms. And for the symptoms check, I'm going to say that I have 10. So now it's going to bring me and say that I have high risk. It says, based on your answers, you should get a test as soon as possible. You have a high chance of currently having COVID-19. It's recommended that you self-quarantine for 14 days after you stop having any symptoms. If any of your previous answers change, please retake this test by typing !restart. Here it gives you a link to find a COVID-19 testing center near you. And the same thing, if you have any questions, ask your primary care doctor. Now, what's good about this is if someone were to go, and we're going through the code one more time, we go to the contact and say we answer no for contact. However, they have life-threatening, if they are experienced life-threatening symptoms, it says if any of these are true, type yes. So I'm going to say yes, I have life-threatening symptoms. Well, now it brings us to health emergency. The CDC considers this a health emergency, and based on your answers, you should seek medical attention immediately. Go to a hospital. If you need to, contact 911 and notify the operator that you believe to have COVID-19. Also, please call ahead to the hospital and let them know the same. If any of your previous answers change, restart by typing in !restart. This is our code. Now I'm going to pass it off to David, who is going to show how the code is actually written.
So over here, as on the programming side, we did Python 3. So this is just a very small list of everything. It just compacts it. I had to move everything over from Windows. Sadly, it won't run over here because it's a different a different version of Python. But here is all of our text, all of our code. We actually have 2 different scripts running at the same time when we have this, which is currently running on my Raspberry Pi. This script right here, called roles.py, this one just gives you the roles as you go through, which, as you saw, as you messaged in each one, as you say Y, it gives you in this guild, it gives you the role, for contact and takes away the TOS, the terms of service role. And it does this basically over and over again for each thing. This one is for the if you have no emergency symptoms. This one is if you have one regular symptom, etc., all the way down to 11. And then here's the restart command, so if you ever need to retake the test, this will basically erase all of your previous attempts and just let you restart from the beginning at the welcome message. And this just basically loops in all the way back at the top with these couple lines, which allows the bot to actually run. Over here we have our actual text. So when Charlie went through and he was checking each individual thing and the bot was messaging him, this is what it was messaging him from. It was saying, oh, he went in the welcome channel, so let's send him the welcome message, which is right here. Oh, I'm in the contact page, let's send this message to the contact page. And it does this for all of them. Now one of the big things we did have to overcome with these two is getting them both to run at the same time, at the same thing. At the beginning, they didn't want to actually collaborate with each other. They were saying, oh, we have different prefixes, we're not going to allow you to run while I'm running. But we basically just had to fix that by getting rid of the prefix for them in the both ones and changing their description to the exact same thing. Which I will admit is kind of embarrassing. That was the solution that we had to come up with. It was so simple. But I think one of the biggest accomplishments was actually being able to get all of these, which I know they look similar, and the code for themselves is similar, but in the actual server that we built, they all have to be set up extremely differently to get them all to work simultaneously. And that's all for our code and our program.